Good evening and welcome to West Prairie High School for tonight's volleyball contest. We got the Rockets of Rushville-Industry versus the Cyclones from West Prairie, of course. It's senior night here, always one of the big nights for volleyball, honoring all of the great seniors on this West Prairie team, including Lauren Powell, Grace Vanonic, Maddie Hood, and Jessica Fackrell. It is the West Prairie's last home match of the season. Their final game, regular season game, will be coming up in Payson on the 19th, so this upcoming Wednesday. And after that, it's on to regionals, and this West Prairie team looking to make a big run this year. I believe that they are playing West Central in the first round, so it should be a good game there. And if they win that, I think it's looking kind of like Southeastern might be the next matchup. So this West Prairie team looking to pick up a big win against the Rockets here, carry that momentum into the last game of the regular season, and hopefully into the postseason. As we're getting ready to get things under the way. Out on the court for the Rockets right now, we got number 20, that's Italy Ford. Number 23, that's Charlie Gerlemon. 25, that's Caitlin Vogler. Number 11, that's Callie Koffel. And 14, Avery Esther. And the libero back there can't quite catch the number on that. Get you that here in a minute. Bell Petty with the serve here into the back row. That one, Brett Powell, Country Financial ace for Bell Petty to start off the game. Good start for the Cyclones. She'll serve it again, takes a couple of dribbles. Here's a serve now, hard into the back row. Played from the libero in the back. This one bumped up, going to be bumped over by Charlie Gerlemon. Petty sets outside for Shipman. The lefty comes through off the blocks, handled in the front row. That's Gerlemon again. Misplay by the Cyclones. Point to the Rockets. Evens it up at 1 apiece. In case you can't tell, I am feeling a little bit under the weather today. A little more nasally than usual, so hopefully you can stick with us through that. Here comes the serve. This one hard into the back row. Served up by Starbuck. Petty to the outside. Shipman looking for the line. Can't quite find a home for it. And point to the Rockets. I guess I forgot to mention this. I'm John Burton alongside me. Not Greg Phelps with the next best thing. Will Phelps running the camera for me. Doing a great job as usual. Here comes the serve. That one played off Kitch. Petty back sets to the outside. Back to Kitch. Sends it through the blocks. This one going to be bump set for Gerlemon, who hits it into the net. Ties her game up at 2 apiece. Side out to the Cyclones. Kitch back to serve now. Nice hard serve into the back row. This one going to be bump set to the outside for Kaylee Shaw. That is going to be a side out for the Rockets. Kill for Shaw. Number 25 back serving for the Rockets now. That's Caitlin Vogler. High serve off her. Played by Dunn. Bumped up to Petty. Petty sets back to Dunn. This one, she kind of tips it through. Nice and easy. This one set to the outside for Koffel. This one bumped up. Petty back to the outside for Dunn again, who hits it, attacking the back corner. Can't find a home for that one. Point to the Rockets. Extends their lead to 2 here early. Packed gym already here in Scioto. A lot of people piling in for senior night. The serve into the back row. Starbucks underneath of it. Petty sets again to the outside. High set. Petty just had, or that's Dunn, just had to tip it through. That's Gerlemon trying to get the nice kill there, but just can't quite keep it in bounds. Side out for the Cyclones. Serve from Starbuck here is going to be bumped up by Koffel. This one back to Koffel. She'll bump it through. Kitch, nice play over her head. I think that was not only Moore that got underneath of it, tried to save it, but Cyclones just a little bit of missed passing there. Side out back to the Rockets. Extends the lead to 2 now. Here comes the serve on the Rushville side. Starbucks underneath of it. Bumps it up. Petty's going to set to Dunn. It's a low set. Dunn just tips it through. This one going to be bump set for Koffel, who kind of hits it falling backwards, but is able to get it over. Kitch is going to bump up. Shipman's going to try to tip it over, and she does. This one's going to be set to the middle for number 17. That's Becca Lewis hitting it through, but Starbucks underneath of it. Kitch bump sets to the front row. Shipman with a high free ball over. This one going to be set to the outside. Nice little tip through. Petty tried to get underneath of it, but just couldn't quite get control of that one. The Rockets will double up WP here early. Your score is 6-3 in the first set of this JV contest. Again, if you're listening to us, make sure to drop in the YouTube comments where you're listening to us from, how your day's been going, who you're rooting for. As the Cyclones are going to pick up a side out there. Side out and a point, as usual. Macy Branch was back with the serve there, and that one is going to be a Brett Powell Country Financial ace. Macy Branch able to close the lead down to just one. She does a really nice job serving. She's done it throughout most of the year. And again, there's another one. Nice hard serve to the back row. This one going to be set up for Becca Lewis, who hits it just a little bit hard. Seen her do that a couple times here already early. And your score is knotted up at 6 here. She's doing some checks on the court. Not sure. Oh, I think Natalie Moore has a bloody nose, maybe. That's why we had that little delay there. Kennedy Webster will check in the game for her to play middle. And again, this game is knotted up at 6. Branch is back with the serve still. Nice hard serve. Might have been out of bounds, but played anyway. That was number 24, Delaney Meyer. Brett Powell Country Financial ace, back-to-back for Macy Branch. As she gives the Cyclones a 1-point lead and looks to give them a little bit more. Another nice hard serve. Almost a misplay in the back row. Nice hit up there from Meyer. The libero in the back row playing great defense. Petty tips through. Catches Rushville-Nappin. And I don't think that's quite a Tom Conklin State Farm kill because I believe 2 people touched it, but we'll give it to her anyway. As it was a very, very nice play there from Petty, keeping Rushville on their toes. This one, little misplay in the back row. That one's going to be tried to bump through by Meyer, but maybe in Washington Street Gym that might have got over with a little bit taller ceilings, but here at West Prairie, it will not. And Macy Branch doing a nice job serving. She served a couple in a row already, looking to get some more. Meyer bumps it up. A little free ball sent over, and West Prairie just wasn't ready for it. That was number 20, Italy Ford. Picks up the free ball kill. This serve is going to be bumped up from Branch. Dunn's going to have to send a free ball over. This one bumped up to the front row. Set to the middle. That's number 17. That's Becca Lewis again, who's able to get it in bounds this time and pick up a point for the Rockets. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Becca Lewis. Trims the lead down to just 1. Number 6 back to serve for the Rockets. That's Kaylee Shaw as she with the service air. Side out back to the Cyclones. It'll be done back to serve now. Done with the serve here now. That one going to be sent right back over. Branches underneath of it. Petty will set to the outside for Kitch, who's going to hit it off the net, but over. This one's going to be sent a free ball over. Dunn's underneath of it. Petty sets to the outside. Nope, but Dunn's going to take it. She tips it through, attacking the back corner. Finds a home for that one. Nice play, Lindsey Dunn. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for her. As the Cyclones now with their biggest lead of the contest. Score is 11-8. Dunn with another nice serve into the back row. That was Meyer. That was underneath of it. The libero. This one's going to be tipped through from Lewis. Branch is underneath of it. Petty sets to the back row for Dunn, who sends a nice ball over. Rushville's going to scramble trying to get there. That's going to end up into the bench. Just ran out of room there. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Lindsey Dunn. Extends the Cyclones' lead to 4 now. Cyclones have started to take control of this game. This one's going to be set up to the middle for Lewis, who hit a nice ball over, but Dunn's underneath of it. Petty's going to set for Kitch, who tips it back across. That one's going to be bumped into the net and out of bounds. Thought it was going to hit the net for a second, but had a little bit more carry on it than I thought. And a timeout on the floor called by the Rockets. We'll take one as well. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there is limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer your area teams on to victory. A hat brand built on two staples, comfort and style, specializing in snapback, trucker styles, and caps. Check out the selection or consider customs to build your business at BarclayBillsCo.com. Don't let the hat rack fool you. There's always room for more. BarclayBillsCo.com, wishing good luck to all athletes during this season. Back to the game now. Again, we are in Scioto. West Prairie picks up the Brett Powell Country Financial ace there. That's Lindsey Dunn back serving. And they have done a nice job taking control of this middle game, looking to pick up the set one win. Here's another nice serve from Dunn. That one's going to be off Meyer. Little miscommunication in the front row, but Lewis is able to bump it over. Petty will set to the outside for Kitch, who's going to tip it over again, up and over the blocks. Rushville able to play some nice defense there. Lewis in the middle again, hits it off Starbuck. Petty will set to Kitch again, who sends a cross shot over. Can't quite get down. This Koffel attacking now. Dunn sets it up in the outside. Petty bumps set to the middle. Kitch will tip back. Here comes Petty. Will set to Kitch again for the third time in a row, and she'll tip for the third time in a row. Myers underneath of that one. Free ball sent over by Lewis. Dunn to Petty, who tries to tip it. It hangs up on the net for a second, and that's going to get a point for the Cyclones. You don't see that very often, folks, as Belle Petty was looking for that center dump. She got it, but I thought that ball was going to sit there for the whole night. It just sat there and sat there and sat there, but eventually it fell over. Nice play from the Cyclones. Get a little bit of luck on their side. Rushville tries to dump it back. Petty dumps it again. This one going to be towards the net, and that was number 25, I believe, Caitlin Vogler, able to get up and attack that one. Or no, that was number 20, Italy Ford. Excuse me. Was able to get that up and over for the Rockets. Scores 15-9 now. Here comes the serve. Starbucks underneath of it. Dunn will set to the front. Here comes Kitch off the net and down. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Paige Kitch. West Prairie now up to a 7-point lead. Again, we are in set one. West Prairie's looking to take a big lead here. It's always a good momentum boost. That was a nice serve, as I'll interrupt myself. Wow. Kennedy Webster comes into the game with the jump serve. Brett Powell Country Financial ace from her. That was a great serve. We'll see if she can do that again. Webster's back. Here comes the jump serve again. Another nice one. Just can't quite get it over the net. But that's a nice looking serve from Kennedy Webster. Absolutely. Number 17 is back now for the Rockets. That is Becca Lewis. Looking to get some momentum on the Rockets side. See if they can kind of carry that, make this set a little closer. Maybe sneak one out here over the Cyclones. It'll be tough. Cyclones team looking good here early. Serve from Lewis now. Sends it into the back row. Dunn's underneath it. Petty sets in the middle for Hendricks, who kind of hits it off the side of her hand. Hitting air for the Cyclones. Close the lead down to just 6 for the Rockets. Lewis back to serve. Nice hard serve is going to be handled by Kitch. Petty to Kitch. Feel like I've been saying that a lot tonight. Kitch tips again. That one going to be tipped over by Italy Ford, but Petty's going to tip it over. Gerleman says you can have that right back. Point to the Rockets on the nice play from Gerleman. And now Lewis here, looking to pick up her third straight service point. Petty's going to tip again with one hand. Ford sets to the middle for Gerleman again. That one going to be bumped up by Starbuck. Petty bumps it up to Dunn, who sends a nice set over. Overpass here from the Cyclones. Little miscommunication. Couldn't quite figure out who was going to take it between Hendricks and Dunn. And it ended up nobody taking it. Gerleman has served three points in a row, getting the Rockets right back into this one. 17-13 is the score. So from her, that one's going to land out of bounds. Nice play on the Cyclones side. I think that was Taylor Phelps over there. Heads up play by her, not touching it. Side out for the Cyclones will result in a Bell Petty service run. Nice jump serve from her. Ford's going to set to the outside for Gerleman, who hits it into the net. Cyclones now 6 points away from closing out this first set. And again, it's hard to understate the importance of this first set, how big it is, because you always want to be punching down on your opponent, as Bell Petty's going to pick up the Brett Powell Country Financial Ace. And just to finish my thought, it's always nice to get ahead, take the pressure off, and you don't have to claw your way back into the games. If you can just get in the driver's seat and sit there for the entire game, that's always a nice thing. That serve from Petty's going to go up to the front row for Gerleman, who tips it up and over the blocks. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Charlie Gerleman. This Rushville team not going down without a fight here late, as they're looking to go on a big run. Here's the serve from Ford. Petty's going to set to the outside for Shipman, who sends it down the net, lands on the Cyclone side, point to the Rockets. Again, if you're with us here tonight watching the live stream, it is senior night. Make sure to let us know where you're listening to from, who you're rooting for. Nice hit over there from Dunn. This one's going to be set to the middle, but blocked by Hendricks. Nice heads-up play from Hallie Hendricks. Petty's going to set to the outside for Phelps, who just kind of flips it over. Didn't really have a good run-up on it. This one set to the middle for Gerleman, off the blocks. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Charlie Gerleman, and a timeout by the Cyclones, as their lead has shrunk down to just 3. Again, you're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Skip adding detergent to every load with the Load and Go dispenser. Choose from models that hold enough for 20 to 40 loads, with select models even adding a second compartment for fabric softener. So clothes get the care they need, and you can skip adding detergent every time. The Load and Go dispenser, now available in 3 sizes. Brought to you by Whirlpool.
Welcome back to West Prairie High School, located in Scioto, Illinois. Cyclones' last home game of the season. It is senior night here, and the JV squad has a nice lead over the Rockets in set number 1, but that lead has started to shrink. And just as I say that, Hallie Hendricks, Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Hallie Hendricks, gets the Cyclones to 20, first to 20. Usually a good sign, but again, this Rockets team, very, very scrappy. Kitch back with the serve here for the Cyclones. Sends one up and over the net. That's going to be Ford in the middle, who sets to the outside for Shaw. Hitting air for the Rockets results in a West Prairie point, and they are just inching their way closer to a set 1 win. Cyclones have been playing really good tonight. Their serves have been really, really good. And I know I shouldn't say that, because I can almost bet the next serve isn't going to be good now that I said that. That one's going to be kind of weirdly tipped over by Vogler, but bumped over finally. Starbuck with a nice diving play. It's a nice play by Starbuck to get underneath of it, but nobody home on the pass. Side out for the Rockets. 22-17 is your score. I was waiting for the scoreboard to update. There it goes. Kitch is going to bump it up. Petty runs to get underneath of it. Free ball sent over by Hendricks. Ford's going to set it up to the middle for Gerleman, who nice hit through, but I don't think it was in bounds. It was not. Again, these hitting errors starting to pile up here for the Rockets. It's one of the reasons that West Prairie has such a big lead, as Greg Phelps has made a special guest appearance. I shouldn't say special guest appearance. He was scheduled to be working tonight, but he is here finally. Here comes Starbuck's, going to send a nice ball through towards the line. Italy Ford will set to the outside for Koffel. Nice dig up from the Cyclones. Dunn's going to send a free ball over. Meyer bumps it up. Forward to the middle for Gerleman, who has to just bump it over. And Shipman wouldn't get out of the way of Petty as she was running over to try to set it, but Shipman didn't see that Petty was behind her. Would have had a play on it, but it wasn't meant to be. Cyclones lead down to 5. Looking to close this one out. Moore's going to have a nice hit through towards the back row. Koffel sends it over. Nice lofting hit over. Petty's going to try to catch him off guard, and she does. A lot of rockets on the floor there, but a point to the Cyclones. Nice heads-up play from Petty. We've seen her do that a couple times here tonight. It's one of those things that it's so important for setters to have that ability to just get that dump over. Usually, you know, you don't want to be setting the same people all the time, and if you can have that ability, it's always, always nice. Nice dig up from Starbuck in the back row. Petty's going to send a free ball over. That one handled by Shaw. Forwards underneath it, bumps it straight up in the air. Gerleman sends it over. Again, Rockets looking to stay alive here in this first set. They got to go on a big run. Koffel bumps it over. Starbuck's going to set to the front row for Petty, who sets to the middle for Moore, who tips it up and over. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Natalie Moore will end this one. 25-18 is your final score here in the first set. It's a nice win from the Cyclones. Again, able to get that first set is always so important. Again, you're listening to TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. We'll be right back with you here in just a couple seconds.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
So it was a set 1 win for the Cyclones here in Scioto. Again, it is senior night, a lot of fans in the crowd, but the viewership's still good on here. That's what we like to see. We love bringing these games to the people that can't be here. Again, if you are watching, please, first of all, subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of the area sports teams and games that we do and all of the events that we do, like the weekly show. We did a corn husking the other day. That was a fun watch and listen to. You wouldn't think so. It sounds kind of boring, but I promise you, if you go watch that, you will have a good time. Those guys were making it fun. But please subscribe to the YouTube channel just to make sure you don't miss out, and leave a comment telling us where you're listening to from. So again, it was 25-18 set win for the Cyclones. Will, what'd you think about that first set?
The Rockets definitely tried to stick in there, but at the end they couldn't muster up enough strength to come back for the win.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the things is after Rushville started getting down, they didn't get down on themselves like you would sometimes see from some of these younger teams. They continued to fight and claw, and they made a nice run there towards the end, but just weren't quite able to come away with the first set. You'd expect this second set to be rather close based on the first. Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. For everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one, stop and see the fine folks at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or the web at www.mbfurnitureiNc.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. Having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2022. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video phone services, and camera systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. Again, we're glad to have you alongside with us as Brett Powell, Country Financial Ace, here early for the Rockets. I was busy reading ads, didn't see who that was. I think it was Italy Ford, if I'm not mistaken. Gives the Rockets a 1-point lead. Can't ask for a better start than that, as I usually say, which technically isn't true, but another nice serve from Ford. Petty tips it up and through. Ford runs to the front row, tips it over. But Petty with a nice tip. That one, I believe that was Vogler who tried to hit it back over, but wasn't quite able to keep it in bounds. Side out for the Cyclones. And again, if you're a Cyclones fan, I guess if you're a fan of either of these teams, you would like to see your team jump out to a big lead here, as these teams have been playing it pretty close to the chest all night. Italy's forward sets to the middle. Tom Conklin, State Farm kill for Charlie Gerleman. Side out for the Rockets. We've seen Gerleman be big here in the middle for tonight. Looks like one of the better hitters on the floor. Usually you'd like to stick them on the outside, but she's been doing a nice job attacking from the middle. Here's a serve from Hearn. Starbuck bumps it up. Petty sets to the back for Kitch, sends one through. Ford's underneath of it. That's Shaw. That's going to tip it up to the middle for Gerleman again, who just can't quite get it over. Evens up our score at 2 apiece. That one hit into the back row from Rushville. Tip over from Gerleman. Kitch will set to the outside for the lefty Shipman, who sends a nice ball through, but a nice diving dig from Ford. And that one's going to be 4 hits. Yes, it is. Wasn't quite sure if they were going to call it for a second. The refs just kind of looked at each other, but it was the right call. That one didn't get over the net. Ford will set to the middle. That one's going to be tipped through from Shaw. And nobody home for the Cyclones. A little bit of miscommunications. That's one of the few mistakes that the Cyclones team has been making here tonight. Just the communication hasn't been very strong. But I guess when you're able to win sets, that doesn't really matter. That serve for Gerleman. Side out back to the Cyclones, who are able to get the 1-point lead here early. Starbucks looking to build on that. Looping serve into the back row. Myers underneath of it. Ford tips it back over her head, but Petty's underneath of it. Moore will set to Shipman attacking the line. Ford touched it. I think the other players on the Rockets team were trying to tell her that it was out. I'm not quite so sure it was. Ford made a nice attempt at it, but wasn't able to control it. Again, make sure you stay tuned for the varsity contest. That will be conveniently scheduled right after this JV contest is over. Love to have you listen to us there. This one sent through from Shipman. She's looking to do the same thing she just did last time, and it's going to be out of bounds. Shipman just did that one time. Ford touched it. Ford negates touching that one as it goes out of bounds. Side out for the Rockets. 1-point lead for the Cyclones. This is Avery Esther serving now. Kitch sets it to Moore in the middle. Nice tip through by her. Myers underneath of it. This one's set to the outside for Koffel, who's going to send it out of bounds. A lot of hitting errors here for the Rockets. I think that's something that I mentioned here earlier. The hitting and service errors have really, really hurt this Rockets team. Other than that, they've been playing pretty good, but it's those mistakes that really, really can shift the tide of some of these games. Kitch sends a nice one over. Ford's going to tip. Kitch is underneath of it there. That's Dunn sending one through. Ford set to the middle for, that was number 13, Kendall Marcelino. And a nice tip over from the Cyclones. That's going to be net violation is what they call. It's great effort from the Rockets. But a little bit too much effort carried her in under the net. 7-4 is the score here. Again, this is set number 2. Cyclones were able to come away with the first set, 25-15. Janelle Heaton back to serve. First time we've seen her tonight. Nice bump through by Koffel. Man, that was a really, really good free ball. Just barely made it over the net. Had a lot of speed on it. Nice play from Koffel there. She gets the nice kill, and she'll get the serve, but there again, the service areas rearing their ugly head at the Rockets. As the Cyclones here now, 3-point advantage for them. One of the better servers back now, Lindsey Dunn. She'll send it off Meyer, who can't control that one. Brett Powell, Country Financial ace for Lindsey Dunn. Cyclones extend their lead to 4. This is about the range they set in during the first set, kind of that 4 to 5 point range. Was able to keep Rushville at arm's length for most of that first set. This one, Petty's going to set to the middle. Moore tips it over. That's one of the things now that Moore does so well. Just that tip over. Doesn't hit it with a lot of power, but just gets it up over the blocks and down. And again, it's not about how hard you hit it. It's about where you hit it. Now Moore does such a good job at that. Another nice serve from Dunn as Ford's going to bump it up. That's Becca Lewis sending it over. Petty tried to dump again, but maybe she lost track of where she was on the court. Didn't quite get enough air underneath it. It's going to fall into the net. Rushville looking to chip into this lead. This is Delaney Meyer serving for them. Petty sets to the middle for Moore, who puts a little more power into that one. It's going to land inbounds. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Natalie Moore. And again, I just talked about how good she is at those tips, and she says, tips, I can hit too. Nice play from Natalie Moore. She gets the big kill. She'll get to serve. Myers underneath of it, overpass Ford, tips it up and over. They're going to say net violation. Yes, sir. She was indeed in the net, was Italy Ford. I'm noticing that the scoreboard is kind of coming in and out tonight. Not quite sure what's causing that, but hopefully it's on more than it's off. Nice serve from Moore. Dunn throws one hand at it. Tries to bump it back to the Cyclones. Kenny Webster was in pursuit of that one, but she kind of looked at Belle Petty, seeing if maybe she was going to run over and get that one, and in the end, nobody did. Ford's back to serve here for the Rockets. Nice pass to the front row from Dunn, and that's going to be, tried to tip it through. That was Mason Shipman. And again, it's just kind of this 4-point advantage that West Prairie's been able to hold throughout most of this contest. Again, just keeping Rushville at arm's length, not letting them get too close, but really not extending the lead as much as you'd think for as well as this West Prairie team's been playing. This one's going to be set to the middle. Nice attack there, but dug up by Starbuck in the back row. Phelps hits it over. Big block up front. That was Gerleman and Shaw up there. Great block control from them, able to keep it inbounds. Rushville now down. Only 3. Here's the serve from Ford. Petty tips it over. Shaw's underneath of it. Gerleman sets it back up. Ford tips it through. Webster bumps to the front row. Hard pass from Webster, but Petty's able to set it up. This one going to be set to the middle for, whoa. I think Gerleman hit that with her left hand. I could be mistaken, but she ran up to that one. We've seen her hit with her right hand all night. I think she's a righty, but I think she hit that one with her left hand. Tom Conklin State Farm kill, the left-hand kill for Charlie Gerleman. This one set to the middle for Gerleman again, and see there she hit with her right hand, but just out of bounds. If she actually hit that with her left hand, I'm going to keep talking about this. If she actually hit that with her left hand, that's a really, really impressive play. Side out for the Cyclones, Petty back to serve. This one, Ford's going to tip it back from the net. Tip through from Rushville. Petty will set overhead to Shipman, who hits it into the net. Side out back to the Rockets now. Again, make sure to drop us a comment. Let us know who you are that's watching the game here tonight. Make sure to tell your friends. If they're not watching the game already, tell them to get on here. We're going to have a good night of volleyball. Brett Powell, Country Financial ace for the Rockets of Rushville-Industry. trims the Cyclones lead now to 2-2. So that was Caitlin Vogler picking up the ace. Another nice hard serve from her. Starbuck underneath of it. Petty tips it over. This one's going to be Shaw to the middle. That was Gerleman with her left hand again. I know that was with her left hand that time. This one, Ford's going to set to the outside for Koffel. Nice swing, but Starbuck's underneath of it. Petty sets back for Phelps, who sends a nice ball over, dug up by Meyer. Ford's able to pull it out of the net. The back row attack is going to be handled by the Cyclones. Here's Petty to Shipman, who tips it through. Nice volley here from both teams. Ford's able to try to save it, but that's going to be 4 hits. Yes, sir. Cyclones able to extend their lead there. It was a good effort from the Rockets. That was a nice volley by both teams. But the Cyclones will come out on top. And Kitch back with the serve. Koffel, nice diving dig. She gets right back up and sends it over. Dunn's going to hit it. Paige Kitch in pursuit. But that one was just a little bit too out of reach. And here come the Rushville-Industry Rockets. Lead down to just 1. Serve is going to land. I think that was inbounds. Yes, it was. Brett Powell, Country Financial ace for Charlie Gerleman. As she's able to not tie this game up. Again, this second set has been a lot closer contested than the first set. Nice tip through from Shipman as the overpass was sent back from the Rockets, but Shipman was underneath of it. Petty kind of sets to the outside. Shipman sets again, looking for the opposite corner. Forward to Gerleman, who bumps it through. Starbuck's able to be underneath of it. Petty sets forward. Dunn, who sends a nice ball over, and just a bit out of bounds. Will give the Rockets, I believe, their first lead since it was 1-0. But again, it's not about how long you lead. It's about when you lead. If the Rockets are able to sneak this one out, it would be a heck of a set 2 win for them. Petty's able to send this over for the Cyclones. Ford's going to set to the outside for Koffel. And what are they going to call here? Net violation. West Prairie Cyclones lead up to 2. I believe we're going to have a timeout. Yes, we do. Timeout called by Drew Snyder, and the West Prairie Cyclones will take one as well. Listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Good Hope Garden is located at 445 East Main Street, Good Hope. Open April through October, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 10 to 4. For all of your fresh produce needs, be sure to follow our Facebook page for daily updates. Currently, we have pumpkins and other fall goodies available. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. Your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. Just a couple of all of our amazing sponsors here that have come alongside TSSR Game Time Live. If you or someone you know would like to help support us bringing these games to you, be sure to get them into contact with one Mr. Dwayne Hulett. He does a great job spearheading this whole system. We've taken on a lot of extra teams this year. Being able to keep it somewhat organized, and saying organized and Dwayne in the same sentence is sometimes kind of treacherous, but he's done a really nice job. He's given me something to do. He's given a lot of people something to do. Being able to bring these sports to you is something that I personally like to do a whole lot. That's going to be a point for the Rockets. (17-14) is your score. One thing the Cyclones love to preach is 1st to 20, and it's looking right now that the Rockets might beat them there. Of course, that's not what ends the game, but that's one thing the Cyclones like to do is be the first team to get to 20. Petty to the outside. Dunn hits it through. Rushville has been looking really good here defensively. Koffel sends an overpass over. Hendricks was underneath of it. Nice diving attempt from Italy Ford, but sends it out of bounds. Again, this Rockets team has come alive here in set 2. They've been looking really good. Hitting's been looking good. Defense is looking good. They've cut down on the hitting and service errors. And out of bounds, to the dismay of the Cyclone fans in the stands. Service error there for the Cyclones. Side out back to the Rockets. Number 14 going back to serve. That's Avery Esther. Serve from her. Dunn's underneath of it. Petty going to tip it up over the blocks. Ford's underneath this one. Tip to the outside for Koffel. And Starbuck tried to dive underneath of it. And, folks, we could be looking at a little extra volleyball here. This one's looking like it might go 3 sets. Unless the West Prairie Cyclones have something to say about that. We'll see how they are able to close out towards the end of this game. Nice diving dig up there from Meyer, and not quite able to get it over. We're the Rockets, and here you go. Cyclones with a side out and needing to claw their way back into this one. So again, it's not a big lead, but as we close in on the end of the game, a 2-point advantage is all you need. Number 17, Macy Branch, serving for the Cyclones. So the nice hard ball over. Myers underneath of it. This one's set in the middle for Ford. It kind of flips it over. Bumped again. Petty tips it off the blocks. Nice diving play. I think that was, it didn't quite catch a number on that. That was number 17, Becca Lewis, who tried to dive and send it over the net. She wasn't able to get that over in bounds. That would have been a heck of a play. She was basically right under the net when she made the dive for it. This one, the overpass can be sent back through from Moore. Petty's underneath that one. Cyclones a little miscommunication again, but Starbuck, just can't quite get enough under it on the return. Rushville-Industry Rockets win the race to 20 here. It's Kylie Koffel back to serve now. Nice hard serve. Wasn't in bounds. Yes, it was. That's such a tough call to have to make. At this point in the game, I believe Coach Drew Snyder was yelling that it was out, and I think everyone in the gym thought it was going out, but it just curved down at the last second, lands in bounds. Brett Powell Country Financial ace for Callie Koffel. Kitch sets in the back row. Petty over her head to Moore in the middle. Nice tip through by her. This one to the outside for Vogler. Nice play from the Cyclones. Able to return that one. Heck of an effort from the Cyclones, but Ford is going to say, have that one. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Italy. Ford in the middle. Timeout again here called by the Cyclones. Scores 22-17. Again, the Cyclones won the first set 25-18. Rushville-Industry looking to extend this to 3 sets. Again, you're listening to TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. We'll be right back with you here in a second.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
Welcome back. West Prairie High School in Scioto is where we're coming at you from. Big night of volleyball for the Cyclones. It's senior night, and this JV team looking to get the seniors out on the court early if they're able to pick up this 1 and 2, but Rushville-Industry looking to force 3 as a little miscommunication on the Rockets side will result in a West Prairie side out. Dunn's back to serve now for the Cyclones. Nice dig up there. Ford's going to tip it over again. She's been doing that a lot here tonight. She's been working most of the time. Kitch cross court back to the other side. That one bumped through by Lewis. Petty will set to the middle for Moore, who tips it. Blocked by Lewis in the middle. Webster's underneath it. Petty's going to look to tip it through. I think that's Koffel back there. Ford will set to the middle for Lewis again, who hits it into the net. And here you go, 2 points in the row for the Cyclones. Lead down to just 3. As they're looking to get us out of here without the third set. But again, this Rushville-Industry team has been coming alive here lately. And just as I say that, Brett Powell Country Financial ace for one Lindsey Dunn. Gets the Cyclones up to that 20 mark. She's looking to serve a couple in a row here. Koffel, Ford's going to bump it over. Starbuck's underneath of it. Petty sets in the middle for Moore. Nice hit through from Moore. Ford sets on the outside. That was Caitlin Vogler. Tom Conklin's State Farm kill for Caitlin Vogler brings the Rockets down to just 2 points. Delaney Meyer looking to give Rushville the win here in set number 2. Petty's going to be able to tip it up over the blocks. Coach Snyder jumping up and down, trying to get a net violation, I believe. Petty sets back outside for Kitch. That one's going to be bumped up from Vogler. Back to, that was Gerleman in the middle. Petty sets back for Kitch. He's going to be off the blocks. It kind of looked like maybe they were in the net a little bit, but a block anyway. That was Gerleman and I believe Ford up there, able to pick up the block. Taylor Phelps will check in for Paige Kitch on the West Prairie side. Rushville-Industry 1 point away from closing this out. It'll be in the hands of Delaney Meyer. If West Prairie comes back into this one, it'll be a heck of a comeback. Petty sets it high for more in the middle. It's down off the blocks. The block off Charlie Gerleman. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Natalie Moore. And here you go. Cyclones need at least 3 in a row to force some overtime here. Of course, you would want more if you are a fan of the Cyclones. Koffel bumps it up to Ford, tips it over. Duns underneath it. Petty tips it back. Nice play there from Petty. Tom Conklin, State Farm setter kill for Bell Petty in the middle. Cyclones now 2 points away from forcing a little overtime action here in set number 2. It's in the hands of Natalie Moore, who's been serving it good. I shouldn't have said that. I'm going to regret that. Here comes Petty to the middle for Hendricks. That one out of bounds is the call. Yes, it is. And set number 2 will go to the Rockets of Rushville-Industry with a score of 25-22. Been 2 nice, closely contested sets. Excited for a third one here on senior night. Again, you're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Take a quick break here. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live, presented at MDH, live events on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the area teams on to victory. Well, it's been a nice, closely contested games of volleyball here. 2 sets in the books already. Of course, the Cyclones were able to take the first one 25-18. Rockets come storming back into this one 25-22. What do you expect to see in the third set?
Probably a bit more of this. It seems that the Rockets are continuing their effort from the first set, especially in the second set, leading to their win. So honestly, anything could probably happen.
Yeah, and this Rushville team has been looking really, really good after dropping that first set. Something has definitely woken up in them during that second set. 1 set left to play here in the JV portion of our streams tonight. Again, if you are new listening to the stream, basically what will happen is this stream will come to an end at the conclusion of this third set, and we'll take about 10 to 15 minute break. Might be a little longer tonight because it is senior night. We're going to do some fun stuff. I'm not quite sure if we're going to be broadcasting that or not. I think it's probably going to be in the hands of me to make that decision, so I think we're probably going to end up broadcasting the senior introductions. But again, make sure to get into the next stream. It'll be on the Hulett PubliPro LLC YouTube channel, the same channel that you're listening to right now. Make sure to give us that subscribe. Give us that subscribe. That sounds kind of weird. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. That's what I'm trying to say. So you don't miss out. Turn on your notifications so that when we go live, you are alerted. It's the best way to make sure that you catch us for the start of all these contests. Out on the court, starting for the Rushville-Industry Rockets, it's going to be Caitlin Vogler, Delaney Meyer, number 17, Becca Lewis, Callie Koffel, number 20 back there, Italy Ford, and number 6, Kaylee Shaw. Here come Delaney Meyer checking into the game. The libero, Becca Lewis, will come out. On the Cyclone side, it's Petty, Hendricks, Paige Kitch, Lindsey Dunn, Kennedy Webster far back there in the corner, and Abby Starbuck, the libero. First serve from the Rushville-Industry Rockets in the first set. And Kennedy Webster able to get that one over from the back row. Nice heads-up play from Kennedy Webster. Petty's going to set to the outside for Kitch. She tips it back cross court. And net violation called on the Rockets. Gives West Prairie a 1-point lead and the advantage here early. Again, for a lot of that first set and throughout a majority of the second set, West Prairie was able to maintain a lot of the lead. But again, it's not about how much you lead by. It's about when you lead. And Rushville-Industry was able to storm back and take the second set by only 3. That one going to be sent through from Kitch. Ford bump sets over to Vogler, who sends it over. Petty's going to have to pull that one out of the net. Will Dunn be able to get over? She does. Nice play from Dunn. Set back up to the middle. Tipped over from Ford. Dunn's underneath of it. Petty sets back to the outside for Kitch. Sends a cross court over and out of bounds. Kitch can't quite find a home for that one. She was looking for the big cross court attack. Again, Kitch does that cross court hit so well. Just a little bit of a miscue there. This one will be bumped up by Dunn in the back row. Kitch again sending a nice one through. That was number 25, Caitlin Vogler. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Paige Kitch. And a 1-point lead for the Cyclones. Again, we're glad to have all the viewers on with us. There's a lot of people here in the house tonight. I was expecting the viewership to maybe be a little bit lower, as some of the usuals are trying to make it here for senior night. But we got quite a few people on listening to us tonight. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope you're enjoying listening to me. Actually, don't answer that. I think I know the answer already. This one going to be set up by Shaw. The tip through from, I believe that was Gerleman in the middle. Branch going to send one through. First attack of the night for Branch. Koffel going to send a bump cross over. Bump cross, that's a new term. Here comes Branch, going to send another one into the back row. Ford, oh my goodness. Nice diving bump serve. Looked like maybe she was going to be hurt for a second, but she's right back up and into the action is Italy Ford. This one will be set to the middle for Gerleman, who abuses the block of Hallie Hendricks in the middle. Tom Conklin State Farm kill on the Rockets side. Ties our score up at 2 apiece here early in set number 3. Again, that was a really nice play from Ford as she was able to bump it up, diving on the floor, hit the deck hard, but was able to get right back up into the action. Dunn's going to send one off the blocks. Ford to the outside for Koffel. Sends a knuckler over. Petty's going to look to attack the back corner. Can't quite get there. Ford's going to look to do the same thing, but Starbuck's there. Petty sets overhead to Shipman off the blocks. Ford's underneath of it. Koffel's just going to have to bump this one over. Petty to Kitch to Shipman, who's going to tip it cross court. But Shaw is there. This one to the middle for Lewis, who sends it over. Starbuck doing a nice job protecting that back line. Nice hit through from Dunn. Ford's going to tip over. Kitch is underneath of it. Petty to the outside for Dunn once again, who, yes, it's inbound. Tom Conklin, State Farm kill, Lindsey Dunn. That was a nice volley there from both teams, but Dunn caps it off with a nice attack. And a nice lead here early for the Cyclones. Maybe not nice, but 1 point is plenty here early. So they're looking to build on that. Starbuck sends a high one to the back row. Ford bumps up for Lewis on the outside, who kind of hits it off the side of their hand, but over. Petty sets in the back row for Shipman. Shipman was looking to come forward. Petty set her backwards. She kind of had to hit that one off of her back foot. Would have been a heck of a play if she was able to get it up and over, but again, a little miscue on the Cyclone side. Here comes Shaw with the serve. Petty bumps to the outside for Dunn. Nice attack from Dunn here. Ford just runs over and tips it over. Moore's going to set for Branch. The attack from her is going to be out of bounds. And just like that, Rushville-Industry has taken a 1-point lead as that ball disappears into the stage. So I'll take a quick drink here. This one, Petty's going to bump set and just nobody home. Again, sorry about that. I was getting a quick drink. Petty tried to bump it up. But this Rushville-Industry team just came charging the net, jumping up for the big block, and West Prairie tried to play it off that, but it didn't quite make it over the net. This one's going to be Petty to Dunn, who just kind of softly tips it over. Here's Ford's going to set to the middle for Lewis. Tips it through off the dig of Starbuck. And the lead has now ballooned to 3 points. Timeout on the court. We'll take one as well. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be right back with you here in about 15 seconds.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
Sorry about the brief black screen there. I jumped to my ads too quickly and forgot to click the camera back on. A hat brand built on two staples, comfort and style, specializing in snapback trucker style caps. Check out the selection or consider customs to build your business at barclaybillsco.com. Don't let the hat rack fool you. There's always room for more. barclaybillsco.com. Wishing good luck to all athletes during your postseason run. Again, we are getting closer to the postseason. Cyclones have one more matchup coming up away at Payson. That'll be this upcoming Wednesday, the 19th, of course. Final regular season matchup for the Cyclones as they're looking to build some momentum going into the postseason. I believe that they are playing the Heat from West Central in the first round of regionals. Should be a good game. Petty's going to tip this one over. Ford's underneath of it. Back up for Lewis, who's going to be in the net. Yes, she is. Lewis tried to punch that one over, but just a little bit too much momentum carried her right into the net. This one, nice serve over from Branch. Nice diving dig up, though. I think that was Lewis back there, able to get a hand on it. No, that was number 14, Avery Esther. This one bumped up by Meyer for Koffel. Sends it over, almost in the net. She wasn't, and that's going to be in. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Callie Koffel. Will bring up the serve for the Rockets. Koffel gets the kill. She'll get the serve. Nice hard serve from her. Kitch is under it. Petty sets back overhead to Moore, who just kind of tips it through. This one, Ford up to Vogler, who hits it into the net. And again, we saw this Rushville-Industry team have some troubles hitting, a lot of hitting errors, a lot of service errors during the first set. They were able to cut down on that in the second set. If you're a fan of Rushville, you would like to see them continue their second set ways. As Petty with a nice tip through there, but Ford playing some great defense as she has all night. Petty's going to set to the middle for Moore. He tips it up over the blocks. Vogler's underneath of it. Ford's going to attack the back. Nice attack there from Italy Ford. As it feels like she's been all over the place tonight. She's done a lot of everything. Playing great, great defense. She's been one of the main setters on this Rushville-Industry team, along with she's been doing a nice job attacking, as we see there. The pass from Starbuck just kind of out of bounds. Couldn't quite get underneath of it. Rushville back up to the 3-point lead that they had earlier in this contest. This one going to be tipped through from Meyer. This one going to be bumped up. Moore, nice spot for it. Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Natalie Moore is able to get the side out for the Cyclones. Found a great home for that one in the back corner. This one bumped over by, I shouldn't say bumped over, served over by Moore. Nice attack there. No, she didn't touch it. That's out of bounds. Moore made an attempt on it after the hit from Gerleman, but luckily she wasn't quick enough. And I say luckily because if she would have hit that, it would have almost certainly been a point for the Rockets, but out of bounds it goes. Here comes Gerleman. And again, we've seen her do that a couple times here tonight. First of all, Tom Conklin State Farm kill for Charlie Gerleman, but she does a great job attacking with her right hand, and every once in a while she'll just kind of flick it over with her left. I don't really know a whole lot about volleyball. I don't know how much of an asset that actually is to be able to kind of attack with both hands. Maybe if someone's in the chat that can tell me. I feel like that would give you a big advantage. Maybe not a big advantage, but at least some sort of advantage being able to hit with both hands. So we saw a funny scene there. I don't know if the camera quite caught it, but I think Taylor Phelps was trying to check into the game. And, of course, if you go up to the line, you have to come in. Drew Snyder kind of, I'm not going to say tackled her, but definitely physically prevented her from coming up to the line. That one's going to land out of bounds. I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here. This is a good game. I should really be calling the game. That's what I'm being paid to do. Petty's back with the serve here now. This one going to be bumped up by Koffel in the back row. Forward to the middle. Nice attack there, but a big block in the middle. Hallie Hendricks. Big block there off the hands of Charlie Gerleman. Will give West Prairie a 1-point lead. Your score is 11-10. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Get a couple live reads in. Again, if you're wanting to get a live read or one of the ads that we play throughout the stream, make sure to contact Mr. Dwayne Hulett. McDonough District Hospital athletic trainers at MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide expert help to Cyclone student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than a hospital care, a hospital caring. Having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2021, or 2022, I should say. MTC Communications offers lightning fast, reliable fiber internet, video, phone services, and camera systems to the McDonough, Henderson, Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. Cyclones have clawed their way all the way back to a 1-point lead thanks to Bell Petty. Nice tip over from Ford, but the Cyclones underneath it. Petty runs over Ford again, playing some great defense like she has all night. Here's Gerleman. He's able to kind of cross-court it. Hit it where the Cyclones weren't. And ties the game up. Side out for the Rockets. So, man, you can't ask for a better JV contest. These two teams have been playing it so close all night. Cage is going to send a high ball over. This one's set in the middle from Ford. Tip through from Gerleman. Off the hands of Petty. And just as I said, the Cyclones were out to a 1-point lead. The Rockets now out to a 1-point lead. Timeout called on the court from the Cyclones. Again, you're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, and we're right back with you here in about 15 seconds.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
And back here in Scioto, just want to give a quick shout out. I believe my grandmother is watching this game. Not quite sure if she's more interested in the volleyball or listening to me talk, but appreciate her as always, along with all of our viewers here tonight. Again, this has been a great stream so far. A lot of people on watching. It's nice to see. Glad to have you alongside with us, and make sure to tell all of your friends who might not be watching us. So that hit from Dunn is going to go into the net. Again, we don't only do these games here at West Prairie. We do a myriad of games. Of course, a lot of the Macomb games. Abington Avon is one of the teams we just picked up doing the games for this year. It's a nice tip over from Dunn, or Petty, I should say. 12-13 is your score. But again, make sure you follow our channel. Make sure you check in on us to see what events we're doing. We're always trying to come at you with something different. But we have volleyball here tonight. Ford's going to set over ahead to the outside for Gerleman. Off the hands of Webster and down. We mentioned, I believe Gerleman was playing a little bit more in the middle here during the first couple sets. Caught her on the outside there. She's able to get to the Tom Conca State Farm kill. She was getting ready to serve it, but the whistle hadn't been blown yet. Cyclones making a substitution. Kennedy Webster comes out. Mason Shipman checks in. Gerleman back to serve. Nice serve over from her. Dunn's under it. Petty's going to set to the middle for Shipman. Nice tip through from her. Ford's going to tip it right back. Starbucks underneath of it. Petty far to the outside for Dunn. Sends a cross court over. I believe Gerleman had a bead on it. But as I fixed the scores, I believe I was putting them on the wrong team. 13-14 is the score in favor of the Rockets. But Ford kind of threw her hands up and misdirected it a little bit. I think Gerleman had a play on it, definitely. This one going to be tipped up and over by Ford. Kitch to the outside for Shipman, who tips it back cross court. Shaw is underneath of it. Kitch is going to be able to bump it up. Moore sets high to the outside for Dunn. Myers is underneath of it. This one tipped over from Lewis. Petty to Shipman, who sends one towards the back row. Italy Ford there, able to tip it over. Again, she is all over the place here. Moore sends it over. Ford with the set to the outside for Koffel is going to be off the stick. Off the outstick for Kylie Koffel. Callie Koffel, I should say. West Prairie now 14-14 is your score. Ford's going to set to the outside for Lewis. Nice dig up from Kitch is right there. Dunn's going to tip it back over. Whoa, could have been a nice play there, but as Koffel made a nice diving play at it. And that was Vogler in the back row who tried to tip it back, but just not quite there. Again, this has been a close set number 3. We are tied up at 1 set apiece. Cyclones able to take the first one. 25-18. The Rockets come storming back in the second set, 25-22. Will, a lot of exciting volleyball here tonight.
Yes. Wasn't expecting a game of this excitement here today.
I know. It's been a really, really good JV contest. Up to 27 viewers now is what it's showing. Good numbers. That's what we like to see. Glad to have you guys here. Hope you guys don't mind me listening to me. I'm a little more nasally than usual. I promise I don't usually sound like this, or maybe I do. I don't know. But I'm a little bit under the weather today. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing the varsity contest. I think I'm going to try to pin that off on Greg Phelps so I can go take a break. Bump over from Myers. Ford's going to tap it over. Bell Petty's going to set to the middle. Tom Conklin, State Farm kill. Natalie Moore. Oh, and this set's only being played to 15. I should know that. I do the broadcasting, and I have the score wrong. Man, I'm just all over the place here tonight. 16-14. Natalie Moore is able to pick up the Tom Conklin State Farm kill on the side of the Cyclones. She has been playing so good all night and is able to close that one out. And that will conclude the JV portion of our games here tonight. Again, it was a Cyclones winner in the first set, 25-18. Rockets came back 25-22. Cyclones able to take set number 3, 16-14, as close as you can get it in the third set. Again, if you are a brand new listener / viewer, this stream is going to conclude here shortly, and we will come right back on to the same Hulett PubliPro LLC YouTube channel with the varsity contest. It'll be titled something along the lines of West Prairie Cyclones versus Rushville-Industry Rockets varsity contest. So make sure you go check out that stream. Again, we're having a little bit of a celebration here in favor of the seniors. It is senior night. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to bring that to you. Maybe we will if I can get out of here quickly. So we'll catch you here at the varsity stream. Again, you're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We appreciate all of you, and have a great night. Hope to see you in the varsity contest.